brag about. I think I was honorable mention in the public league. It wasn't like our league was that great. Gratz was the team. They got all the attention. Strawberry Mansion.
So double dip on both. He's burned it on both sides.
Jesus Christ.
But then also lost my mom to cancer as well in 07. So tell me about your upbringing, how instrumental your mom was in your upbringing, but then also you being able to mend your relationship with your father once he.
Alright. How did y'all ask your dad? Where's the common sense? Did y'all have that talk? Like
we have those talks now,
but I don't know back then.
Whatever the fuck we played.
You know, I think the toughest thing for me, probably the biggest smack in the face is when you find out your parent or parents are on drugs. And my dad's thing was a discovery. Everybody else knew but me. You know, I was the only nigga that didn't know. My brother and them, they all was, your dad on drugs. No, you're not. Yeah, he is. He on drugs. You know, I saw my dad buying drugs from my friends, and that's when it was like, oh shit.
That's when it was real.
Yeah, that's when it was real. That's when it got real. And then after that, when my dad had the awareness that we knew, my dad disappeared. You know, he left because I don't think I know now he couldn't stomach the fact that we saw and knew what his reality was. So disappeared. Then I saw my dad years later on a train. True story. On the train, I'm going to school with George Washington, and public transportation was the only way to get to school. So I'm literally on the train coming from school, and I'm getting off at Broadernary, and I saw my dad on the train, and I'm like, oh shit, Dad. And my dad couldn't stomach that he was still in the same place. Left. So that's when it was like, oh, this is bad. And you know, I think my brother took it upon himself after a certain period of time to kind of lead the charge, and my dad getting help. My brother's older. So from my dad's road to recovery, it was enforced, I can say, by my brother, by their bout. Because even though I knew I'm still oblivious, that's still dad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not hitting me crazy hard. Dad is dad. So I don't see the things falling apart. I don't see the true damage that my mom and my brother are witnessing. That's still dad. You know? Okay, I know he's on drugs, but he ain't here. He's doing something else where he probably getting better. I'm all in the world of denial and crazy assumption. So my dad's return was one of sobriety. So, you know, I've never been the grudge holder.
Right.
My mom was more of the grudge holder. Then my mom got, you know, she got heavily into God, religion, found ways to release that aggression, allow me and my dad to build a relationship. Late stages of my teens, going into 20s, you know, he was up and down with it. But I never judged. I never really held a grudge. So when my dad finally was good, we were good. When he wasn't good, we were still good.
Yeah.
My brothers was different. My brother and my dad, you know, they're still a little different. They're good, but they're, you know, there's still some shit there. But I don't have it in me to hold that.
It's heavy.
I don't. That's a lot.
It's heavy.
That's a lot to carry them burdens with you, you know, for the duration of your young adulthood. Going into your 30s, you know, 30s, 35, and I know some people deal with it. I'm blessed enough to say that I don't have that.
Right.
I don't have that ability. So me moving forward was all about, hey man, when you good, we're good. And he got good. Here's a house. Here's a truck.
Yeah.
You know, here go these grandbabies. Here you go, man.
Yeah, we out for a couple days too, by the way. Hold them.
Yeah, I'm literally like, you know, I don't have that problem. So I think for my dad, I think the happiness from him comes from the ability to stand in his mistakes, live in them, but know that there is no judgment.
Yeah,
and I'm great because of the shit that you did, especially in this monster in LA. you know, you don't do drugs, you don't go down that road.
Right.
I'm a completely different animal, probably.
Right.
You know, who knows what I'm trying?
Yeah.
Who knows what I'm dabbling in? So I credit a lot of my, you know, reasons to stay away and no, that's not for me, to my dad. So I find the positives and those negatives.
Yeah,
so when you talk about the upbringing, rough it may have been, but both managed. You know, I'm a mama's boy at heart. She did a great job while my dad was going through his shit of holding down the fort, and me and my brother were raised as two amazing men because of her and her devotion. And my dad came in and cleaned up what he could when he could.
You found a safe spot through humor. I think in your comedy act, you're someone who can laugh at yourself, poke fun at yourself, and kind of really be transparent. How early did that come? Because I know my coping mechanism at a young age was staying with friends. I started smoking weed. That was kind of my getaway. What was your kind of, let me get away from just, although I learned from it, the clouds at a young age?
Well, I mean, one thing we share, we all thugs. So, as a young killer that had to, get it together. Because when I was younger, all I had was these.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I had to put these up. Yeah, you know that. I don't even get into details about that with y'all. No, man, humor was my way to avoid the bullshit. So I knew everybody that was about that life. I knew everybody that was real. You know, we talking 15th and Erie. You're talking...
Yeah.
Erie Ave, yeah. I'm in the heart of it. Not down the street from it, not 3 blocks away, not 15. No, I'm in the heart of it. I'm in the shit. And at this time, this is when Erie Ave probably had the most attention that it's ever had. This is when major figures in the world of rap, shout out to Gilly at this time. We were being put on because of the individual, so the attention that came with that and the want to prove who and what people were was high at that time. So the only way to be accepted was through that's the funny boy. That's a little hard. My brother used to sell drugs. My brother was into the shit. So that's a little Rob Hart brother. That's 40 brother. And people just let me be around, but I never overstayed my welcome. In and out, be funny. I was home before the lights came on. My mom was very strict. Very, very strict. Very strict. So because I had all these extracurricular activities, I didn't have the same outlets. I didn't have the luxury of staying out all night, just being on the corner, talking shit, joking. I could do it during the daytime, but then at night I'm either at practice, swim practice. The only black nigga that was down there swimming.
But you can swim though.
I can swim my ass off.